Hi guys, it's a beautiful day once again and welcome back to Dexter's World Channel. Well, today's video, allow me to make an update about our business of breeding this tropical fish. And few days ago, we were featured in a national television about our success in breeding and raising and making business out of this tropical fish. In that episode, I'm so glad because it was mentioned that I started only with a capital of 700 pesos. Yes, literally that's correct. I started only with 700 pesos and I started breeding this betta fish. And then it was followed by breeding of this goldfish, and then I also engaged in breeding of this Japanese koi. I am so glad that because of our effort, we were able to really massively produce this kind of tropical fish, and we were able also to establish good business. My market before was only selling the fish along the streets, and that was my first effort. We just put this fish inside the plastic and then we are selling that along the major streets in the city. And I'm so glad that it became successful until we were able to, of course, raise funds and establish our own pet shop. And actually we already have 2 branches of pet store right now. It's located in the middle of the town, and the other is located at Barangay Tetuan. And I'm so happy because if you will just exert effort and consistency and of course resiliency when you are going to encounter failures, you will really become successful. And that is what is happening right now. So you will see that our Japanese koi right here are very active and they really displayed very beautiful colors. And this is one of the happy things that you will experience when you will raise this kind of fish, because they are really very responsive to humans. And actually, we have here in this tank more than 600 heads of this Japanese koi, and they are not gasping for breath despite of this very little space that we have provided for them. And the reason for this is because we have good filtration system. And in my last video, I shared with you about the mechanics of our system right here. Of course, you know that I use the plants as our filter media. And then we also have some snails right here in order to make an ecological balance. And I understand that the snails are eating the waste of the fish, and then the plants, of course, are absorbing the ammonia, and the ammonia produced by the fish will be converted by the plants into nitrite, and then it goes back to the main tank already beneficial to the fish. And the evidence of what I am saying is actually the appetite that you can see just right here of our Japanese koi. One indication that the koi is really very healthy is their movements. And this kind of movement, very active, is really a good signal to us that they are on their A1 condition. And today I would like to bring you to the pet store, because in the pet store we can also make an update about the animals that we are selling, and also we can make an update about our effort in hatching the eggs of these chickens, these ducks, and in the future raising quails, hatching the eggs of these quails. And we will also make some updates of our rabbits, because I made some innovation about our rabbits, because these rabbits have the tendency to really eat their fur, eating each other's fur, and this is not good. So I will tell you something about how to display our rabbits right there at the pet store. And maybe you're interested about this business. Well, I did not do on my own. I engaged the community. I sought the help of the people so that they will also supply livestock For the pet store, I frequently visited them, and these are the things that we are doing. That is why I have so many friends, all breeder of this tropical fish and other animals, and we have good relationship with each other because of this business. So now, please be with me guys, we will go to the pet shop. So finally, we are here inside in our branch 2 of this Dexter's World Pet Shop. And as you can see in here, we have so many fish, and all these fish are actually now our very own produced. Since we already have the mud pond, we regularly make harvest, and actually we can massively harvest this kind of goldfish, this carp, this Japanese koi, and even catfish. And it's good thing if you can produce your own, because you will not anymore be spending too much of the capital, but the capital is your effort. The capital is your ability to produce massively this supply of fish. And actually right now we are able to produce also massively this heritage chicken, this Rhode Island red chicken, and we are selling our chicks to the market. And also we have told you in our previous videos that we made effort to produce our very own DW chickens. And these DW chickens are the product of crossbreeding, the lines of this Siam chicken, this Rhode Island Sasso chicken, also this Kabir chickens. And these are our parents, and we were able now to produce our very own, and we call this the Dexter's World Chicken. Before, it was just a dream to produce these DW chickens, and we continuously made an effort to really produce this DW chickens, and we are now producing lots of them. And the temperament of this chicken is no longer very aggressive because of the Rhode Island. As what I have observed, they are calm chickens, and all the males, the roosters, can be of course grouped or placed together in one single pen without any more fighting, because the Siams are really very aggressive and their temperament now had already been changed. So I am so glad that this development would lead us to somehow producing our chicken. Well, the production is not that perfect because we did not able to produce the same color. What I have observed is that the size of the chickens are already good, and then they can adapt the environment, meaning they are not sickly, they are not easily get sick. Of course, we still have to vaccinate. And then in our future videos, we will release to the farm some 200 or 300 of these DW chickens as our native chickens here. And then I think we can start up marketing these chickens to other farmers. So for the meantime, this effort is still on the experiment side, but I am still very hopeful that we can perfect the lines of this DW chicken, that it will now become predictable in terms of their color, in terms of behavior, and in terms of egg production. Aside from this DW chickens, this heritage chicken, this Rhode Island, and the Sasso and the Kabir, we are also aiming to produce very massively these bantam chickens. And these bantam chickens are really very adorable because they display different behaviors. Their behaviors are like big chickens in a small chicken's body. And you will see right here inside the incubator that we were able to hatch some of the bantam eggs, and they're here. They're very cute. How many bantam chickens do you have here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, plenty. 7, 8, 9, and 10 chickens. And the other eggs are still to be hatched. There are good signs that they are going to be hatched today because of the broken part of these eggs. The eggs are beginning to break, like just This one, yes. And these bantam chickens are also very saleable because they're really that adorable. These are miniature chickens. You see that? Actually, the parents are Serama and the Japanese bantam, and they are really very small because the Seramas are the smallest chicken in the world, I believe. And since we got some Serama roosters, we crossed that to the Japanese bantam, and this is the result now. And you will see that the 2 months old of this type of chicken is still very small. Ryan, can you get the 2 months old chicken? You see this one? This is a 2-month-old bantam chicken, a crossbreed of the Serama and the Japanese bantam. You see? Very small. You look at my palm. Oh, very small, really very small. And this chicken are also very saleable in the market. Children are coming here and they are buying the smallest chicken breed in the world, this Serama bantam. And we are just selling this at 500 per chick. Imagine that. So this is really a business. This is not actually priced like the normal price of the chicken in the market because these are miniature chickens. So that's why I said that if we will think positive and we will think big, then of course the thoughts will just come in, of course, by the help of God, by the grace of God. We're always guided to innovate. We're always guided to think of many things that will make us or enable us to make an income. These are our rabbits, and they are the New Zealand breed. And you will see that they are individually caged. And the reason for this is to prevent these rabbits from eating each other's fur. Actually, it's been our observation that as they grow and as they get matured, they are fond of really eating each other's fur, especially when they are stressed. And I made some adjustment. Of course, I made this cage, and they are now put in their individual cages. And I also revealed about this production of these rabbits. I revealed some techniques, how to massively produce our rabbits. Of course, that's my own technique, and it gained a lot of views in our channel, maybe around 5 million views, because in that video, I made a thorough discussion about the procedure on how to raise the rabbits on the ground and allowing these rabbits to deliver their babies just underneath the ground. This method has been very effective and it's quite doing well right now. That is why we were able to produce our own rabbits. The sustainability of the business had been going on so far because of our ability to produce our own stocks. So you will see that we have ducklings right here, and there are actually 115 of them that are placed here. They have 2 sizes. The bigger ones were hatched 5 days ago, and the smaller ones were hatched just today. And this is the fulfillment now of our promise to have an integrated farming, of course reviving our duck farming. And as we go along, we will be sharing with you our ups and downs. We are not saying that we are already expert about duck farming, but our previous experiences would guide us through to be able also to, sell some ducklings or maybe eggs in the market. I made this place, this pet shop, as the place for conditioning of the ducklings, the chicks, because the moment they are already big and they are already stronger to resist the virus in the farm, and of course in this area we also vaccinate them. When they get the full vaccination, that's the time that we're gonna transfer them to the farm. And these are the practices that we are giving. Of course, the ducks are no longer needed to be vaccinated, but since I am vaccinating my chicks, I deem it necessary also to vaccinate them with the same vaccines that I gave to my chicks. And those are the B1B1, of course the Gumboro, and then the fowl pox and the coryza vaccines. These are the basic vaccines. So here are our fish, and they are very active also. You'll see that. And these stocks are our own produced. I'm so glad because before we are actually buying some of our fish from the outside source, but this time our source had been our farm, and the farm is really producing a lot of this kind of, fish, because we already have the mud pan, as you know. It's very easy to produce good sizes of this Japanese koi when you have the mud pan. And of course, aside from the Japanese koi, we also have some goldfish and some mollies, betas, and these guppies. These are our own produce, and they're very easy to breed. That is why I am encouraging everyone, if you are really into, breeding this kind of fish, well, you can start small. As what I have said, I only started with 700 pesos as capital, and I used that 700 pesos for the small basins where I bred my betta fish, and it grew, and I was able to save some money to establish this pet shop, 2 branches of the pet shop, and now we were able to again develop a farm wherein we raised our Japanese koi and other fish and other farm animals to supply our business here in the city, in the town proper. So that's all that we can share with you so far. I hope you are encouraged, and I hope you will continue to like and share our videos. We're uploading videos every 3 to 5 days, and I will invite you to please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you will be notified of our regular uploads only here at Dexter's World.